Hey students, so today we are going to discuss the topic of energy. So, there are different forms of energy on Earth. The sun is considered the elemental form of energy on Earth. In physics, energy is considered a quantitative property that can be transferred from an object to perform work. Hence, we can define energy as a strength to do any kind of physical activity. Thus, in simple words, we can define energy as energy is the ability to do work. So, in simple words, energy is basically the ability to do work. Think of energy like battery power. Anything that moves, heat up, grows, or lights up needs energy to do it. So, the ultimate source of energy is the sun. And how we measure it, like just like we use kilograms for mass, we use a unit called a joule to measure energy. Okay? So, according to law of conservation of energy, energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but can only be converted from one form to another. The SI unit of energy is joule, which I have told you already. Okay, so basically, just like matter, energy has a strict golden rule. Like energy can never be created out of nothing and it can never be destroyed. Instead, it just change its forms, okay, from one type to another. So, for example of energy changing form is like an electrical fan, like changes electrical energy to motion energy, which is wind. Okay, and eating food, like your body changes the chemical energy from an apple into kinetic energy, which is the power to run and play. Okay, so here we have the forms of energy: electrical energy, thermal energy, light energy, wave energy, heat energy, hydroelectric energy, solar energy, wind energy, nuclear energy, tidal energy, biomass energy, kinetic energy, and geothermal energy. So here we have types of energy. Although there are many forms of energy, it is broadly categorized into kinetic energy and potential energy. Okay? Kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is a fundamental concept in physics that describes the energy transferred to an object due to its motion. So, in order to accelerate an object, force must be applied, which involves performing work. When work is done on an object, energy is transferred, resulting in the object moving with a new speed. So, in the simplest word, kinetic energy is the energy of motion. Any object that is actively moving has kinetic energy. If it stops moving completely, its kinetic energy drops to zero. And the second point means that an object does not just start moving on its own, it requires a process to gain energy. Like, first, you have to apply a force to make a still object move or accelerate, you have to push or pull it. Okay? And second one, pushing that object means you are doing work on it. Transfer energy, like as you do work, your energy passes into the object. That transfer energy becomes its kinetic energy, making it zoom off at a new speed. Okay? This transfer energy is known as kinetic energy, and it is determined by the object's mass and the speed it achieves. So, the amount of kinetic energy basically depends on exactly two main things. The first one is mass, and the second one is speed. Okay? So, the next one is potential energy. As we know, an object can store energy due to its position. In the case of a bow and an arrow, when the bow is drawn, it stores some amount of energy, which is responsible for the kinetic energy it gains when released. So, basically, in the simplest word, potential energy is stored energy. Like it is the energy waiting to be released, and it depends entirely on the object's position or shape. If you change an object's natural position, yeah, by lifting, stretching, or something squishing it, it stores a potential energy. So the bow and arrow example, like when a bow is just sitting there, it has no energy. When you pull back the string, you change its shape, the bow now stores potential energy. And when you let go, that stored energy instantly turns into kinetic energy, making the arrow shoot forward. Okay? Similarly, in the case of a spring, when it is displaced from its equilibrium position, it gains some amount of energy which we observe in the form of stress we feel in our hands upon stretching it. We can define potential energy as a form of energy that results from the alteration of its position or state. So basically, when a metal spring is resting normally, it is at its equilibrium position, you can say. Like, equilibrium position is basically a comfort zone, you can say. When you pull it open or crush it down, you force it out of its normal state. The tight stress or tension you feel in your hand is a potential energy being stored inside the spring, waiting to snap back into place. Okay, so here we have two types of potential energy: gravitational potential energy and elastic potential energy. Gravitational potential energy. Gravitational potential energy is stored between any two objects. So, for every object on or near Earth, there is gravitational potential energy stored between the object and Earth. Okay, so basically, gravitational potential energy is energy stored in an object because of its height of the ground. Gravity is always pulling down on everything. So, if you lift an object up, it stores energy waiting to crash back down. Okay, it is actually a shared energy stored between the object and the earth. Okay, so the amount of gravitational potential energy stored between an object and earth depends on the mass of the object. The amount of gravitational potential energy also depends on the distance between the object and the center of the earth. This distance increases when the object moves higher and decreases when the object moves lower. Okay, so, as I have told you that the amount of stored energy basically depends on two main things: mass and height, which is, you can say, distance from Earth center. Mass, a heavy brick lift high has way more stored energy than a light plastic ball at the same height, okay? And if you move an object higher, its gravitational potential energy increases. Like if you move on object lower, its gravitational potential energy decreases. If the distance between an object and the center of the earth changes, the gravitational potential energy stored between the object and earth will change. So, as you guys can see that when an object mass stays the same and distance from the center of the earth, gravitational potential energy stored between the object and earth. So here we have table. You can see that when an object mass stays the same and its distance from the center of the earth increases, gravitational potential energy between the object and earth also increases. And when an object mass stays the same and its distance from the center of the earth decreases, its gravitational potential energy also decreases. And when it stays the same, its gravitational potential energy always stays the same. Okay? So, here we have some activity. Read the text about an object in motion. Peg was driving her car on a road when she saw a red light ahead. She slowed the car to a stop along that flat road. Complete the statement. Assume that car's mass did not change. So, the gravitational potential energy stored between the car and earth dash as the car slowed to a stop. Increase, decrease, stayed the same. Yes, option C is correct. Stayed the same because the car stayed on a flat road, meaning its height above the ground never changed, so its gravitational potential energy stayed the same. Okay? Okay, here we have another activity. Read the text about an object in motion. Brent wanted to see the view from the top floor of a skyscraper. He got in an elevator on the first floor of the building and rode all the way at the top. He got off the elevator and walked across a flat floor to the edge of a nearby balcony where he could see for kilometers. When was the least gravitational potential energy stored between Brent and Earth? Assume that Brent's mass did not change. Assume that Brent's mass did not change. So here we have three options. Read this and tell me. Yes, when he was about to ride the elevator to the top floor. Why? Because he was at its lowest point, which is the first floor, before riding the elevator. And lower height means he had the least gravitational potential energy. So option A is correct. So the next two activities, which is page 15 and slide 16, is your homework. Okay, so you have to do this and write your answer with a reason in the comment section. Law of conservation of energy. So, energy conversion, also termed as energy transformation, is the process of changing one form of energy into another. Energy conversion occurs everywhere and every minute of the day. There are numerous forms of energy like thermal energy, electrical energy, and nuclear energy. So basically, in simple words, it means that changing energy from one form into a different form. Energy forms change around us every single minute of the day. Energy can be thermal, energy can be electrical, chemical, mechanical, sound, or other forms. Okay? So, electromagnetic energy, mechanical energy, chemical energy, sound energy, etc. On the other hand, the term energy transformation is used when energy changes form from one to other. Whether the energy is transferred or transformed, the total amount of energy does not change. And this is known as a law of conservation of energy. So basically, whether energy moves from one object to another or changes its type, the total amount of energy never changes. Like you cannot destroy energy and you cannot make new energy out of nowhere. Okay? So simple example is that mechanical energy to sound energy, like clapping your hands together converts the movement energy of your arms into sound energy. So this is basically a conversion of mechanical energy to sound energy. Okay, look at this diagram carefully. So first look at this car loop. Basically chemical energy. The first one is chemical energy. It starts with a car, battery or fuel. Like the chemical energy converts into electrical energy to start the car. Okay, and that electrical energy converts into kinetic energy like motion to make the car move. Okay, so the next one is power grid loop. So basically look at this side. Power plants use fuel, which is chemical energy, to make electricity. Okay, the power lines carry this electrical energy to our homes. Okay, and plug in a lamp, it converts to light energy. Plug in a computer or TV, it converts the light and sound energy. Launch a rocket ship, it converts to mechanical energy. Okay, so and look at this human loop. Like when you eat a slice of pizza, your body stores the chemical energy from the food, and your body converts that stored chemical energy into kinetic or mechanical energy so you can run, play, and work. Okay? Here we have the scenarios which involve energy conversion processes like rubbing both hands together for warmth, like kinetic energy changes to thermal energy, a falling object speeding up, like gravitational potential energy changes to kinetic energy in this. Using battery powered torchlight, like in the battery, chemical energy to electrical energy, and in the bulb, electrical to radiant energy. Okay, and in geothermal power plant, like heat energy to electrical energy, in thermocouple, like heat energy to electrical energy. Here are the different scenarios in which we have discussed energy conversion process. Okay,